Great news, the electric vehicle mandates may be blocked. H.R. 1435, the Preserving Choice of Vehicle Purchase Act, we've got some interesting updates that include the mandate to buy these electric vehicles by 2035 might get blocked. U.S. Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma introduced a bill called the Preserving Choice of Vehicle Purchases Act, which is a Senate Bill 2090, to protect Americans' right to choose the technology that powers their motor vehicles. S 2090 includes the same text as in the House bill, which is H.R. 1435 that we discussed before. You can check that out up here. That was put up by U.S. Representative Joyce of Pennsylvania, introduced in March. Both these bills respond to California's plan to ban the sale of new gas and diesel-powered vehicles and trucks in 2035, unless certain conditions are met. If passed into law, the legislation would prevent the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, from allowing California's ZEV, or zero emissions vehicle regulations, that would ban the sale of new and used motor vehicles with internal combustion engines from taking effect. This impacts at least 17 states and would eventually impact the entire country. But before we go further, I want to remind you to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. We give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts and updated news information, because knowledge is power. If California bans all gas-powered vehicles, as the California Air Research Board is attempting to do, also known as CARB, our cost of living will increase, blackouts and brownouts will become more frequent, and commuting families in my district will suffer, said Congressman Mullin. Our bill will restrict the EPA from issuing the waiver California needs to execute its proposed ban, and by doing so, will ensure that all American consumers have choices in their transportation options. Yay, finally. His quote is what we're all thinking. Unfortunately, California has been pushing hard to go all EV. California regulators shouldn't have the power to determine what vehicles are sold to families in Pennsylvania, said Congressman Joyce. One state should not be able to set national policy, and Americans should not be forced into making purchases they are unable to afford. I'm proud to see the Preserving Choice in Vehicles Purchases Act pass through the Energy and Commerce Committee and look forward to its passing in the House. That would be a whole House floor vote. That I'll be watching. The federal government should not be picking winners and losers that determine which kind of cars Americans drive, whether that's a gas and diesel car or an electric vehicle. Yet if the EPA grants that California waiver request to ban internal combustion engines and vehicles, Americans across the country will lose the ability to choose the vehicle that works best for them and their families. Quote, this is an issue of preserving the right of American consumers to allow free markets to flourish, which is why I'm pleased the Energy and Commerce Committee advanced our bill today to prevent the EPA from granting the radical waiver request. I'm now looking forward to seeing this bill clear its next legislation hurdle, a vote before the full U.S. House of Representatives, said Congressman Mullin. H.R. 1435 will be next to be considered on the entire body of the U.S. House of Representatives for a vote. Federal emissions rules don't officially mandate EVs, but they're anticipating to result in a 67% of EVs to be sold by 2032. California, however, has adopted rules that will effectively mandate EVs to be mandated by 2035. Recently, another House bill was introduced called the Choice in Automotive Retail Sales, called CARS, C-A-R-S Act, would block the proposed EPA regulations and would prohibit regulations mandating any specific technology or limiting sales of vehicles of any certain powertrain type. The outcome of the 2024 presidential election will ultimately decide the next few years' worth of emissions regulations. What can you do to keep your freedom to choose your vehicle is best for you? Contact your elected representative, no matter what side of the aisle. Tell them, I agree, Congress should pass the Preserving Choice in Vehicle Purchases Act to preserve your ability to choose and buy the vehicle you want. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. If you have any questions or comments, I'm sure you will. I'll be happy to answer. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, plus all the links for our website, social media, the book, and the podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.